Good Friday to y'all. Yesterday we said goodbye to Hurricane Beryl and her remnants, but what's next for all of us? Will we continue the active period that Beryl brought us, or will we finally get a break to recover? Well, right now, I'm closely watching how the ridge of high pressure and heat will be shifting from California to the Rockies and eventually up in the Northeast, while a big cold front could give us a break. As the heat makes its move, the Midwest may see some severe storms while we have a brief respite in the tropics. Here, I'm going to give you a breakdown of your region so you know this week's weather. First, let's take you to the Northeast. Today and into tomorrow, we're going to be quite soggy down near the coast as some rain from this little tropical system gets pulled around the Bermuda High to our east. Rain should be making it as far inland as Hagerstown up to Allentown before tonight as it moves into New England from Albany and points south and west through tonight and into tomorrow. All rain should be out of the area by late afternoon tomorrow. This is a nice plume of tropical moisture, so rainfall rates may be pretty heavy out here, but totals should be generally low, with the highest amounts locally up to 3 inches. It should clear up pretty much everywhere in the Northeast as we round the weekend, but Monday night could bring some more rain or storms as another system moves in. But what about our temps? Well, that shifting heat I spoke about will be entering our area and building as we go through the weekend and into next week. Monday through Wednesday, 90s will be pretty common, but I can't rule out a few triple digits for the DMV. But a nice, strong cold front should slap this out of the way by around Thursday, bringing more chances for storms and some relief for a couple days. These storms may pose a small severe threat, but nothing too serious. Let's hop down to the southeast. But before I tell you what's going to happen, let's be real. It is summer in the southeast, and you guys are fully within your hot mornings, afternoon week storms, and warm evenings season. And this next week is no different. With the exception of central and southern Florida, every day this week should feature highs in the upper 90s to near 100, with afternoon storms to cool it down. If you're in central and southern Florida, expect temperatures just a hair lower in the low 90s during the day, but still muggy as ever. The biggest player down here is that little tropical system I mentioned. For today, and perhaps into tomorrow, the increased moisture from that may bring some clouds, rain, and cooler weather for us in the Carolinas, but otherwise it's back to hot and muggy for the rest of the week. I know some of us have been pretty dry out here, and especially as you work your way into the Tennessee Valley away from sea breeze coastal interactions, it may unfortunately stay that way. Shifting west, the south-central U.S. may sort of round the edge of that Bermuda High. Now, on this map, the blues are generally colder air and the reds denote warmer air. Notice how, as I push this particular model forward, we see a pretty constant break in the reds and our ridges located here and here. This should keep all of us in the panhandles and on the western side of this area under some average to even below average temps throughout the week. Our high temps across the region should range from the mid-80s to the mid-90s, with cooler temps further west toward the Rockies. However, the warmer temperatures we're going to be feeling further east may be troublesome as the power grids slowly get restored from Beryl, so please stay hydrated. That massive cold front I spoke about earlier may even deliver some rain sometime around Thursday to much of our northern areas. Otherwise, there may be some sea breeze storms early in the week in and around Houston, but these should remain pretty weak. Now, up in the Midwest, we're going to be dealing with one of those headliners, severe weather. Most of the heat is bubbling to the south of us here, with the stronger jet stream just to the north. And a nice area of energy should work into the area on Sunday, where the SPC has placed parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin under a slight risk for severe weather. Tornadoes, while possible, may not be the biggest threat here actually. I'm most worried about the chances for a damaging line of windstorms. The atmosphere over here will likely be very unstable, and the flow from that nearby jet stream should support organized storm development. If these storms are able to mature into a line, I'd be watching out for big, damaging winds if you live anywhere within this slight risk. Otherwise, our temps should remain pretty warm early in the week with widespread 80s, and after the storms on Sunday, expect these highs to drop into the 70s, with perhaps some warmer weather back toward the west in the Dakotas. Rain chances do go up again for Wednesday as that strong cold front moves into the region, but particularly in Iowa, where we have unfortunately seen so much rain recently. Let's shift gears to the northwestern U.S. A lot of the heat that has been anchored in California is just now shifting our way, unfortunately, and the jet stream is too far to the north to knock us down. I'm expecting above average temperatures for much of the entire week, with the best chances for rain being down in Wyoming on any given day this week. As always, your high temps are going to be very much elevation dependent. Coastal cities will be dealing with the 70s and 80s this week, and the inland deserts may push over 100. Our more mountainous towns in here will likely be dealing with the 60s and 70s depending on elevation, so pleasant, but still well above average even for July. Finally, dropping down to the southwest, I bring some good news. We may have some monsoonal relief from the insane heat we saw last week. I know some of us out here were consistently above 100, with some consecutive days above 110. In fact, Furnace Creek out in Death Valley got into the 130s, nearly breaking their record for the hottest temperature recorded on Earth. But as the heat shifts a bit east and north away from us here, we should see southerly flow bring up at least a bit of early moisture into the deserts. The prime time for some rain over Arizona and Utah is Sunday through Tuesday, and the monsoonal moisture should work eastward into Colorado and New Mexico by mid to late week. Our temps this week should be knocked down into the 90s and lower 100s, but coastal locations should mainly keep to the 80s this week, through San Francisco down to Los Angeles. So that will do it for my quick weather update here across the country. I'm keeping everyone impacted by Beryl in my thoughts, and I gotta say, Beryl is unfortunately only the teaser for what is to come this hurricane season. But we are quiet for the next couple of weeks. Comment down below if you were impacted and how it's going since. Take care.